Hi, it's Lloyd from Blackpool Air Rifles, just bringing you a quick video again on the FX Wildcat. We've had this in for about a week, so we've actually spent a little bit of time with it so we can give you, or I can give you a few more thoughts apart from just an initial unboxing, which I think, to be honest with you, gets a bit boring. So anyway, FX Wildcat. FX have actually started to produce this in reasonable quantities now. You've probably already seen pictures of it all over the internet. It's been a really interesting product, and I think FX could be onto a winner. So let's have a look at it. Okay, it comes in a nice cardboard box, and I will show you what comes in the box. We've got the rifle itself. You basically got some information for the UK market, which is basically about the safety catch. You've got a full instruction manual, which is fairly detailed, or plenty detailed enough for you to get around the rifle, including things like adjusting the trigger. You have the standard FX probe, and you've also got a magazine that seems to have gone completely missing. Oh, there it is. I've taken it out of the bag. So here we go. Okay, so standard FX probe. You can see it's a Bull-Pup design, but not quite the same as a normal Bull-Pup. One of the problems I've had with Bull-Pups in the past was, and it doesn't seem very important until you start using it, is actually the placement of the cocking lever. The cocking lever on the Wildcat, you might be able to notice, is almost in the centre of the rifle. What they've cleverly done is they've actually extended the where the normal position would be, which would be right the way back here. They've extended it on this solid and perfectly adequate bar and put the cocking lever on the front. Now, you might have seen a quick video of me on Facebook showing you how easy it is to do the Wildcat, but just in case you haven't seen it, it's a nice, comfortable rifle, and instead of cocking the lever back here, which obviously is quite difficult, especially if you're trying to do it quickly and you've got like gloves on or it's cold, the cocking lever is actually at the front. It's more like a biathlon style cocking lever. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick rundown on how it operates. Very, very simple. Magazine slot is at the back. Pull the side lever all the way to the back. Magazine's got a little ball detent on it. That just clicks into place, and then you push the lever forward and that's ready to go. If you watch carefully, you'll see that every time I fire it, pull the lever back, you'll see the magazine rotate once. Obviously, self-rotating. Okay, so that's the magazine system. You've got a safety catch on the back there, okay, which is manual. You've got a inbuilt silencer, which is incredibly quiet. I don't know whether you've noticed actually by listening to the video, you can hear that it sounds like it's broken, and actually when we were testing it we thought it was because it sounded so feeble. So we actually chronographed it again and it was doing 12 foot-pound. Leads me to think that like there is absolutely no need to put an extra silencer extension on it. But
cappuccino cream cake.
Oh, thank you very much. There is no need to put a spare silencer on it, but as you can see at the front this unscrews, and there will be like a little extra modular silencer that comes out. You can screw on the front if you want it even quieter. My opinion is save your money, you don't need to spend the extra money. The gun is ridiculously quiet anyway. When you get it outside, and when we've been testing it outside and you put a pellet through it, it runs even quieter. There is just absolutely no need. You've also, let's say you've got a FX probe, normal FX probe system. So if you've got an FX already, you can use the same probe. Very, very simple. The probe obviously will fit on your hose system, and they've got a nice little system at the front there, which you can see it is a rotating dust cover. Okay, so that'll keep the dust away from the charging port. Just line the hole, that'll go into there, and that'll fill the gun. You've also got at the front, you've got a lovely clear pressure gauge. And that's really about it, to be honest with you. Stay about the actual design of the gun itself, it's just absolutely fabulous. I weighed this before, 6.5 pound, which I think in new money is about 2.9 something kilograms. I haven't actually measured the length of it yet, which I will do right now. The gun is only 31 inches, so that's 31 inches and 6.5 pounds. Fairly lightweight, which is great, although it actually in the hand when you're holding it, it doesn't feel badly balanced at all. It feels just right. Obviously put an extra pound of scope on, you've got an all-up weight of around about 7.5 pounds, which is perfect. You've also got a little cheek piece on the side. Now I don't know yet, and I don't think they are doing it yet, but I would like to see this cheek piece being able to be turned over, or at least an optional extra for a cheek piece to go on to the opposite side. Does that mean it's going to be fully suitable for left-handed shooters? Not really. It's going to be a compromise because obviously you've got the magazine sticking out the side. But the good news is that the stock is actually ambidextrous. So left-handed shooters amongst you can actually shoot that fairly comfortably. But like I say, I would love to see the cheek piece, an optional cheek piece which is rolled over. I don't know whether you can actually see the profile there. You can see it's rounded there and it's flat there. That'd be something that I'd like to see FX do, because at the end of the day, I think it's about 1 in 6 shooters are left-handed, so that's a big enough market that it really could do with being done. Okay, apart from the initial impressions of the rifle, we have, like I said, we have actually shot this, and if you looked on our Facebook page, you will see the groupings that we did at 25 and 50 metres. Unfortunately, I've not got those paper targets anymore, but the 50 metre group was covering just under a penny piece, which and that was bench resting, so you know the gun is more than capable. I think that's a fantastic accuracy. The other couple of great things about this rifle actually is, apart from the comfort and the design of the stock, that tiny little cylinder, it's not particularly big, it's not particularly wide. That gives you 280 shots per charge. I know they're quoting 300, but we've tested it and we got 280. Really good shots. Yeah, you could probably squeeze 300 out of it, but why bother? Refill at about 280 shots. Absolutely spot on consistency. The gun is regulated. What that means is that the shot-to-shot performance is much more consistent over the charge. If you drew a graph of a normal pre-charge rifle, for example, from the start of the charge to the end of the charge, you would see like basically a hump in the performance. Usually the power goes up ever so slightly and then starts dropping off slowly, maybe losing a couple of foot per second at a time. You wouldn't notice that in normal use, but you would, eventually you would start to see a drop in the performance of the gun. This one is giving you 280 shots at very consistent figures. Like I say, if you want to have a look at the group sizes, we've got the actual photographs on the Facebook page that shows you. The other good news is that there's a lot of performance, I think, out of this rifle. I think FX have got it absolutely nailed. They've got the weight right, they've got the looks right. It's a superb rifle. It's £899. £899 is a lot of money. Is it a lot of money in comparison with what's on the market already? Well, I'm not going to directly compare it with others, but you know there are lots of other rifles out there that are as expensive, more expensive, and some of them are a hell of a lot more expensive. Performance-wise, I'd say this is up with the very best of them. So if you're buying an FX Wildcat, I think you can be confident in knowing that you're not only getting a brilliant rifle to use, an ergonomically spot-on rifle, but you're getting something with extremely good value for money. Would I recommend this rifle? Damn right I'd recommend this rifle. In fact, actually, I love this rifle. I think it's fabulous, and to be honest with you, I'd put this rifle forward so far as airgun of the year, and probably airgun for the last couple of years. It's that good. We've sold all our first batch of rifles. Everybody that's bought them has absolutely loved them. We've had quite a few messages on Facebook. I've had people coming into the shop and saying, I bought an FX Wildcat off you, it's absolutely brilliant, when's the impact coming, because I want one of those as well. That's something else I'll quickly talk about. Again, if you're an avid airgun enthusiast, you'll notice that on the internet there are 2 rifles that were released at the IWA show and the SHOT Show by FX. One of them was this particular one, and they also did one called the Impact. The Impact is basically similar in ideas towards this, but it's a strip down rifle. What that means is you'll basically be able to carry it in a small box. So if say for example you've got neighbours that are sensitive to the fact that you're carrying an air rifle and you're that bothered about it, you can take this little box around with you. Nobody knows what you've got. It's nice and compact, it's easy to carry and everything. It's going to be probably around about the £1,200 to £1,300 mark. The bad news is about the FX Impact is it's not going to be available till at least October, and the way I feel, I think we're probably going to see them before Christmas, and that's about as good as it gets. it probably won't perform any better than the Wildcat, to be honest with you. It looks really cool. It's stripped down. I think for the UK market, in all honesty, I think that FX will have difficulty producing it with the 4 barrels, because every time you change calibre you're going to have a difference in power. So I think what will happen with the Impact is they'll probably produce something with a particular barrel on it. So in other words, you'll buy a 2.2 version or a 1.77 version, and away you go. Is it worth waiting for the Impact till Christmas? Not really, to be honest with you. If you can get a Wildcat right now, go for it. Absolutely fantastic rifle. The next batch that we've got coming in is going to be August. The good news is there's going to be 177s as well coming in with them for the guys that like the girly calibre. We're taking deposits on now. I think we're taking £50 deposits, and that's going to guarantee you at the moment 1 out of the next batch. Go for it. Absolutely fabulous. Anyway, more information on the website, which I'm going to give you a plug. It's www.airgunbuyer.com. If you've got any questions, you can always email us. We prefer you to ring, and then we can talk to you. These, like I said, the first batch is already sold, but £50 deposit will guarantee you 1 of the next batch, and I think you will not be disappointed. Okay, I've talked enough as usual. Thank you very much for listening. Please like our videos as well. It's important for us. I think we really appreciate the comments that we get on all our videos on YouTube. Go onto Facebook and look up Blackpool Air Rifles. We post stuff every day, including all the second-hand stuff. And by the way, we're going to do a video on a bit of a walk around the shop soon as well, because we've got so many second-hand guns. I don't think people understand how many and how much stuff we've got second-hand. We really do go mad on it all. We've got loads of stuff in stock. So we'll have a bit of a video next week, hopefully, with a walkthrough. And I'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Now for the cake.
Sounded very good.
That's it, yeah.
It's getting better and better. Less
I tried not to eat much.
much.
Are
you still recording?
Of course. I don't know what he's doing. Right, yeah. Nice cakes.